My friends, let me ask you a question. How often do we give thought to the habits we carry with us every single day? Habits that seem harmless, habits that feel normal, but quietly and powerfully shape our health, our strength, and even our very ability to live life with energy and freedom. When we cross the age of 60, our bodies no longer whisper about these choices, they shout. And one of the loudest warnings comes from a small gland in the body that can create big problems, the prostate. Now here's the truth many people don't want to face. The number one worst habit, the one that secretly makes your prostate grow larger, weaker, and more troublesome, is a sedentary lifestyle combined with poor eating choices. It may sound simple, but the consequences are anything but small. Sitting for long hours, consuming processed foods, skipping the water your body desperately needs, and neglecting exercise, these daily patterns create an environment where the prostate swells, where inflammation brews, and where freedom is stolen from your health. Think about it. Every single day, your body is either moving toward wellness or sliding toward disease. There is no neutral ground, and the danger for seniors is believing the lie that decline is inevitable. No, decline is often the product of repeated neglect. The good news is, the moment you stop this habit, you begin to reverse its grip. Movement, circulation, hydration, and nourishing foods become the medicine your body has been craving all along. Sexual health, urinary flow, restful nights, and even confidence in your daily activities are directly tied to how well you treat this gland. Ignore it, and life feels restricted. Care for it, and life opens up again. Gentle walks, strength training adapted to your age, and foods rich in antioxidants and omega-3s are not luxuries, they are lifelines. Seniors who adopt these changes often discover that their energy returns, their mood brightens, and even their intimate life flourishes with new vitality. But the conversation doesn't stop with prostate health. Every system in the body benefits when you reject the trap of inactivity and poor diet. Your heart beats stronger, your circulation flows freer, your mind grows sharper, your bones remain firmer, and perhaps most importantly, you regain the joy of living fully, not merely surviving. This is what wellness education is about, not fear, not shame, but freedom through awareness and action. So let today be the turning point. Break the one habit that holds you back. Stop giving your body reasons to weaken, and instead give it reasons to grow stronger. Trade hours of sitting for moments of movement. Trade empty calories for foods that fuel. Trade the excuses of age for the determination of wisdom, because age does not define your health, choices do. And here is the call to action. Rise today and decide that you will not let a silent habit steal your vitality. Start walking, start nourishing, start hydrating, and start strengthening. Let your body feel the gift of motion again. Let your prostate, your sexual health, and your entire wellness be a testimony to the truth that life after 60 can be your most powerful chapter, but only if you choose it. The first point to understand is that the body reflects the daily choices we make. And when these choices lean toward inactivity, poor diet, and neglect of self-care, the prostate begins to enlarge silently. Sexual health and general wellness are built not on one grand act, but on small repeated patterns, and when those patterns are harmful, the results multiply. A proverb reminds us, "He who neglects the root cannot complain of the fruit," and this applies to how the prostate reacts to neglect. Lack of movement starves circulation, poor diet feeds inflammation, and dehydration thickens the very fluids meant to cleanse the body. Each day becomes a deposit in a bank, and when the deposits are unhealthy, the withdrawals come in the form of discomfort, weak flow, restless nights, and diminished vitality. Sexual health depends on energy, circulation, and hormonal balance, all of which are deeply affected by lifestyle habits. A sedentary routine limits blood flow, and poor food choices disturb hormone regulation, creating an environment where vitality is drained. As one wellness proverb teaches, the body keeps score of every choice, whether wise or unwise, reminding us that nothing goes unnoticed within. When activity decreases and processed foods dominate, the prostate begins to swell as inflammation builds, silently signaling that change must be made. A man's confidence and sense of strength are often tied to his sexual health, and when the prostate suffers, it casts a shadow across both physical and emotional well-being. General wellness is not a mystery, but the sum of many simple disciplines practiced consistently. He who walks daily lengthens his years, says a proverb of wellness, and in truth, motion is medicine that cannot be replaced. Every walk enhances circulation, strengthens muscles, and reduces inflammation, directly supporting prostate health. Without this habit, toxins accumulate, stress levels rise, and the body loses its natural rhythm of restoration. Food is another cornerstone, for what is placed on the plate becomes fuel or poison. Whole foods, fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and lean proteins protect the body from degeneration, while processed sugar, fried foods, and excess red meat burden the system with inflammation. The prostate thrives in an environment of balance, where movement, rest, and nourishment create harmony. Sexual health reflects this same balance, for desire and performance flourish when circulation is strong and hormones are aligned. A proverb says, "Where there is balance, there is peace," and this rings true within the body. Ignoring these simple disciplines creates the opposite: unrest in the bladder, restless nights, and diminished confidence in intimacy. When one learns to trade neglect for care, weakness for strength, and stagnation for motion, the body responds with renewed energy and freedom. What once felt like decline becomes an awakening to the truth that small, consistent changes can rebuild vitality. Hydration is another vital key, though often overlooked. Water is the silent healer of the body, says a general wellness proverb, for without it the blood thickens, circulation slows, and waste builds within. The prostate, like every organ, relies on proper hydration to cleanse itself, to flush toxins, and to remain supple. Ignoring water intake is a subtle but destructive habit, creating dryness where there should be flow. Many seniors confuse thirst for hunger and end up eating instead of drinking, further burdening the system. Correcting this habit by prioritizing clean water daily allows the body to restore balance, aiding both urinary and sexual health. Stress management cannot be ignored either, for stress hormones fuel inflammation and weaken immunity. A calm spirit heals faster than bitter medicine, speaks an ancient proverb, and the truth is that stress is poison to the prostate and to overall wellness. Chronic worry, unresolved anger, and constant tension constrict blood flow, elevate cortisol, and accelerate aging. When stress rules the heart, sexual desire fades, sleep is broken, and wellness deteriorates. Simple disciplines like deep breathing, prayer, meditation, or mindful relaxation work wonders in restoring balance to the nervous system. By calming the spirit, one allows the body to repair itself naturally, creating the conditions for healing. Finally, the power of community and emotional connection plays a greater role in health than many realize. The man who walks alone walks slower, but the one with companions walks stronger, says a wellness proverb, and it reminds us that shared support lifts burdens. Sexual health thrives when intimacy is not only physical but emotional, when companionship strengthens resilience and reduces stress. General wellness flourishes when elders surround themselves with positivity, encouragement, and accountability. Prostate health too responds to this environment, for laughter lowers stress hormones, companionship boosts circulation, and joy refreshes the soul. Each of these factors contributes to a life where energy flows freely and decline is replaced with strength renewed. The second point to embrace is the undeniable connection between the choices we feed our bodies and the strength or weakness that follows in our health. The proverb says, "You reap what you sow, even from the seeds on your plate," and this truth cannot be ignored when it comes to prostate health. The foods that are high in sugar, fried oils, and heavy red meats ignite inflammation in the body, causing the prostate to expand and create discomfort. In contrast, those who choose fruits rich in antioxidants, vegetables filled with fiber, and oils like olive or flax provide their bodies with natural healing power. Sexual health is nourished by the same foundation, for clean fuel creates clean energy, while polluted fuel creates polluted flow. Wellness depends on wise feeding, and each bite is either a builder of vitality or a destroyer of strength. The wisdom of health proverbs tells us, "The stomach rules the body when the mind does not." If a man over 60 allows cravings to rule, he gives power to foods that steal his wellness silently. The prostate responds quickly to excess fat and toxins, swelling as if to warn the body that poison has entered its system. Meanwhile, clean eating allows the body to calm inflammation, balance hormones, and restore energy to the cells. Sexual strength is diminished when blood vessels are clogged and circulation is blocked, but renewed when arteries are cleared with healthy fats and leafy greens. General wellness thrives when the gut is cared for, since digestion is the gatekeeper of the body. What enters determines how strong the body can fight, repair, and recover. Movement also magnifies the impact of diet, for food is fuel, but motion is fire, as the proverb teaches. Without movement, even the best diet falls short, because circulation carries nutrients where they are most needed. The prostate is a gland deeply dependent on blood flow, and exercise ensures that oxygen and vitamins reach it freely. Sedentary living, combined with unhealthy eating, is a recipe for swelling, pain, and weakened sexual energy. Walking, stretching, and light strength training allow the body to burn toxins and release hormones that keep the prostate calm. General wellness is sharpened by activity, which keeps joints flexible, bones strong, and the heart youthful. It is the union of food and motion that creates wholeness in the body. Another wisdom says, "He who eats with discipline sleeps with peace." Sleep is one of the most powerful healers, yet poor diet robs the body of rest. Sugary foods and heavy meals before bed force the body into digestion instead of restoration, stealing hours of deep sleep. The prostate is especially sensitive to this, for poor rest worsens inflammation and increases nighttime urinary urgency. Sexual health also suffers, as the hormones that support desire and vitality are produced most strongly during deep sleep. General wellness requires this nightly repair, where the mind clears and the body rebuilds. When one chooses a diet that supports rest, the body naturally strengthens. It is also vital to remember that the body is a garden. Weeds grow if left untended. Processed foods, alcohol, and excessive caffeine act as weeds in the system, slowly choking out wellness. The prostate reacts to these irritants with swelling, while the bladder becomes more sensitive, disrupting daily comfort. Sexual health declines when toxins flood the system, for energy is used to fight poison rather than fuel desire. By choosing to weed out harmful substances and replace them with living foods, the body responds with clarity and strength. Wellness blossoms when the soil of the body is free from constant pollutants and full of nourishment. The proverb says, "Moderation in all things keeps the lamp burning." This wisdom applies deeply to men over 60, for excess in eating or drinking often accelerates decline. Overeating burdens the digestive system, forcing the body to store fat and produce inflammation. The prostate is not spared, responding to excess with pressure and swelling that disturb normal function. Sexual health depends on moderation as well, for energy is not wasted on excess, but preserved for intimacy and joy. General wellness thrives in balance, where the body is never starved, never overloaded, but always satisfied with what is sufficient. It is in this middle path that long life is sustained. Lastly, he who honors the body honors his future, a proverb that rings true for every choice of nourishment. When men choose to honor their bodies through mindful eating and disciplined habits, they preserve the strength of their prostate, their sexual vitality, and their overall well-being. The future is not something distant. It is built every day by what is placed on the plate and how the body is treated. General wellness cannot be postponed because the body remembers every act of neglect and every act of care. When wisdom replaces indulgence, the body reflects it with strength, clarity, and resilience. The power to change lies not in tomorrow, but in the choices made today. The third point to recognize is that stress, worry, and emotional neglect play just as powerful a role in prostate health as food and movement. The body is not divided into parts that function separately. Mind, heart, and body are woven together. When stress is carried daily, the body releases hormones like cortisol that fuel inflammation and weaken immunity. The proverb says, "A troubled mind weakens the flesh," and it holds true, for chronic anxiety narrows blood vessels and restricts the flow of life, giving circulation. Sexual health is directly impacted since desire and confidence decline when stress weighs heavily on the spirit. General wellness fades when sleep is lost, when joy is stolen, and when the mind is burdened by unrest. Calmness of spirit is a medicine in itself, restoring balance and giving the body a chance to heal. Peace in the heart is strength to the bones, declares an ancient wellness proverb, reminding us that emotional health strengthens every system of the body. The prostate thrives when the body is not in constant fight or flight mode, but instead supported by calm breathing, deep rest, and relaxation. Sexual health is nurtured when intimacy is approached with presence and peace rather than worry and tension. The body performs best when it is not battling inner storms, and general wellness reflects the serenity of a calm heart. Stress is not only emotional, it is physical poison, and wisdom calls us to release it. One powerful truth is that connection with others lightens the burden of stress. Shared joy doubles, shared sorrow halves, says a proverb, and this wisdom shows the healing found in companionship. Seniors who isolate themselves often experience more stress, more prostate issues, and weaker sexual vitality because loneliness weighs on the spirit. General wellness grows stronger when a man surrounds himself with uplifting friends, supportive family, and meaningful conversations. Emotional connection releases hormones that soothe the body, protect the heart, and encourage healthy circulation. Just as food and exercise feed the body, companionship feeds the soul, which in turn feeds wellness. Rest also plays a sacred role in calming stress and healing the prostate. The proverb teaches, "He who rests well rises stronger," and this truth applies to every senior seeking vitality. Inadequate rest disrupts hormone production, inflames the prostate, and drains sexual energy. General wellness cannot thrive without the deep nightly repair that rest provides. Stress often steals sleep, but the discipline of calming routines, gentle reading, quiet reflection, or prayer restores it. The body's healing power is unlocked in those hours of undisturbed rest, and every organ benefits from the renewal. Without rest, no diet or exercise can fully repair the damage caused by stress. Another layer of stress management is found in movement itself. "Motion is lotion for the body and the soul," speaks a wellness proverb, showing how exercise clears both body and mind. Activity releases endorphins that naturally fight stress, relax tension, and improve mood. The prostate benefits from increased blood flow, while sexual health is boosted by stronger circulation and balanced hormones. General wellness thrives under this cycle, where movement not only strengthens the body but quiets the mind. The man who chooses daily activity chooses to release the burdens of worry through sweat and motion, finding peace and energy renewed. Breath is another powerful tool often overlooked in the battle against stress. He who controls his breath controls his life, says a proverb of wellness, and this is true in both body and spirit. Deep breathing reduces stress hormones, increases oxygen supply, and relaxes the muscles of the pelvic region. The prostate finds relief in this practice as tension is released and circulation improves. Sexual health is also supported, for breath connects body and mind during intimacy, enhancing performance and presence. General wellness is strengthened by such a simple yet profound discipline, proving that healing is often within the breath itself. Lastly, perspective shapes how stress is carried or released. The weight is lighter when the mind sees it rightly, says a proverb, reminding us that wisdom changes how burdens are experienced. Seniors who choose gratitude, faith, and optimism often experience less inflammation, better sleep, and stronger sexual vitality. The prostate responds favorably when the body is not flooded with constant worry. General wellness improves when joy is chosen daily, even in small ways, for the mind directs the body's energy. Though stress is unavoidable, how it is handled determines whether it breaks health or builds resilience. The choice to carry peace instead of worry is the greatest medicine of all. The fourth point to understand is that consistency is the true master key to maintaining prostate health, sexual vitality, and general wellness. A proverb says, "Small drops fill the bucket," and it teaches that it is not occasional acts of health, but daily habits that bring lasting strength. Skipping care and then rushing to correct it later is like watering a plant once a month and expecting it to bloom. The prostate responds best when movement, hydration, and nourishment are practiced steadily, not in sudden bursts. Sexual health also thrives when the body is trained to expect regular care and balance. General wellness is built over time, with each day becoming a brick in the foundation of lifelong vitality. It is often said, "The man who is faithful in little will be strong in much." And this truth is clear in health. The prostate does not enlarge suddenly. It is the fruit of many years of neglect or care. Consistency in drinking water daily, in choosing fresh foods, in walking faithfully, all add up to protection against enlargement and discomfort. Sexual health is equally sensitive to these patterns, for hormones and circulation respond to what is done repeatedly. General wellness cannot be borrowed from tomorrow, it must be invested in today. Those who practice daily disciplines find that their bodies reward them with peace, strength, and resilience. The proverb reminds us, discipline is the bridge between desire and strength, and this bridge is essential after the age of 60. Many desire to remain active, to keep their intimacy alive, and to live without pain, but desire alone is not enough. Discipline in habits ensures that the body receives what it needs, whether or not the mood is present. The prostate, like every organ, thrives when consistency is practiced, not when care is delayed. Sexual health demands the same devotion because vitality is sustained only when the body is continuously nurtured. General wellness rewards the one who perseveres in good habits, even when convenience tempts otherwise. It must also be remembered that what is repeated becomes the master of the body. The foods eaten daily shape the cells, the walks taken or missed form the circulation, and the thoughts entertained guide the hormones. A consistent pattern of poor choices becomes a chain, while a consistent pattern of wise choices becomes freedom. The prostate cannot resist years of neglect without consequences, and sexual energy cannot flourish where habits are careless. General wellness itself is molded by repetition, and wisdom urges us to choose carefully what is repeated. For what is done in small measure today becomes the condition of the body tomorrow. Consistency in rest is equally important, for the body heals on rhythm, not on chance. Staying up late, skipping nights of sleep, or falling into irregular patterns confuses the body's natural repair system. The prostate is particularly affected because lack of rest increases inflammation and forces more nighttime urgency. Sexual health is also weakened by poor sleep, since the hormones responsible for desire and strength are produced during deep rest. General wellness collapses when the body is denied its natural cycle of recovery. Those who honor consistent rest find their energy rising, their minds sharper, and their bodies renewed each morning. Another wisdom states, a steady pace leads further than a rushed sprint, and this principle guides lasting health. Too often, men attempt to correct years of neglect with sudden extremes, harsh diets, excessive exercise, or unrealistic routines. These do not last, and the body becomes discouraged. The prostate requires gentle, steady care over time to remain balanced. Sexual health is best nurtured through gradual improvements, not drastic measures. General wellness grows firm when practices are sustainable, simple, and repeatable. It is steadiness, not urgency, that writes the story of strong health in later years. Finally, the man who plants daily eats in every season, says a proverb of wellness, teaching that consistency is an investment with sure returns. When hydration is honored each day, when wholesome meals are chosen, when walks are taken, and when rest is protected, the harvest is a body that serves with strength. The prostate remains calm, sexual vitality endures, and general wellness becomes the natural state. Inconsistency, however, robs the body of these blessings, leaving weakness in its place. The one who honors daily disciplines honors life itself, ensuring that even in later years, the body remains a vessel of energy and freedom. The fifth point reveals the importance of balance in every aspect of life, because the body thrives not in extremes but in harmony. A proverb says, "The middle path keeps the traveler strong," reminding us that health is sustained when there is moderation in diet, work, rest, and activity. Overindulgence in heavy foods, alcohol, or sitting too long tips the body toward weakness, while neglecting nourishment or sleep starves it of strength. The prostate responds to imbalance with swelling, discomfort, and disruption. Sexual health too falters when the body is pulled between excess and neglect. General wellness can only endure when balance is honored, for harmony is the natural design of the body. The wisdom says, "Too much honey makes the stomach sick." And this truth applies to even good things when taken beyond measure. Supplements, exercise, or strict diets done without balance may harm rather than help. The prostate requires careful nourishment, not extremes, and balance ensures it is neither burdened nor starved. Sexual health flourishes when the body is not exhausted by overwork or drained by indulgence, but kept in moderation. General wellness stands firm when life is guided by the rhythm of balance, for nothing in nature thrives in constant excess. Balance is the key that steadies the journey of aging with strength and dignity. Another proverb teaches, "He who carries equal loads walks upright," reminding us that the body is built to carry balanced responsibilities. Stressing one area while neglecting another creates disharmony that the body cannot ignore. If a man works constantly but never rests, or rests constantly but never moves, imbalance sets in and health declines. The prostate, as a sensitive gland, reacts to these imbalances with inflammation and dysfunction. Sexual health, dependent on energy and calmness, collapses when balance is broken. General wellness thrives when responsibilities are shared equally across body, mind, and spirit. Balance keeps the body upright, steady, and whole. Moderation in eating is also vital, for the wise man leaves the table satisfied, not stuffed. Overeating burdens the digestive system, forcing the body into constant work, which increases inflammation and weakens immunity. The prostate suffers under the strain of toxins and excess fat, responding with enlargement and discomfort. Sexual health declines when energy is wasted on digestion instead of vitality. General wellness demands moderation at the table, where smaller, wholesome meals nourish rather than harm. Balance in eating provides steady fuel, lightness in the body, and clarity in the mind. Food taken in wisdom becomes medicine. Food taken in excess becomes poison. Sleep also requires balance, for the body restores itself with rest, but idleness makes it weak. Too little sleep prevents the body from repairing, while too much sleep weakens muscles and dulls energy. The prostate benefits when rest is balanced, allowing inflammation to calm while avoiding the stagnation of idleness. Sexual health is supported by proper rest, where hormones are produced in natural cycles and energy is renewed. General wellness is strengthened when the body is given enough rest to heal, but not so much that motion is neglected. Balance in sleep ensures that both strength and serenity are preserved daily. Balance in movement must not be forgotten, for the bow kept always bent will break, but the bow never bent is useless. Overexercising creates strain on joints and exhaustion, while never moving allows weakness and stiffness to take hold. The prostate responds best to gentle, consistent activity rather than extremes. Sexual health improves when the body is strengthened without being drained, for energy is preserved for intimacy and joy. General wellness thrives when the body is kept active in moderation, with walks, stretches, and light strengthening that build vitality. Balance in motion provides endurance, flexibility, and longevity without injury. A final proverb says, "Harmony within creates harmony without," and it reflects the truth that balance in the inner life shapes outer health. The body, mind, and spirit are deeply connected, and imbalance in thoughts or emotions manifests physically. The prostate is influenced by the stress of imbalance, just as sexual health is influenced by emotional disharmony. General wellness is the reflection of inner balance, where peace of mind supports peace of body. Seniors who cultivate balance in emotions, habits, and spirit discover that their bodies mirror this harmony. Balance is not a luxury but a necessity for lasting health and strength. The sixth point brings to light the power of prevention, because wisdom teaches that guarding the body before illness strikes is far better than fighting disease after it takes hold. A proverb says, "The fence at the top is better than the hospital at the bottom," showing that protection is the greatest form of care. The prostate, like any part of the body, is far easier to maintain than to repair once damage is done. Sexual health is strongest when it is nurtured long before decline begins, built on daily acts of nourishment, motion, and rest. General wellness flourishes when prevention is made a priority, for the body is spared from burdens that could have been avoided. Prevention is the shield that preserves vitality across the years. Another wisdom says, "An ounce of care saves a pound of cure," and this truth rings loud in the life of seniors. Simple practices like drinking enough water, eating fiber-rich foods, and keeping regular movement are not complicated, yet they save the body from great trouble later. The prostate is less likely to swell when the bladder is kept clear and circulation is kept strong. Sexual health is preserved when hormones are supported by nutrition and stress is reduced through mindful care. General wellness is strengthened when the body is not left vulnerable but is consistently guarded. Prevention does not demand perfection, it simply requires faithfulness to wise routines. The proverb declares, "He who sharpens his tools spares his strength." And in the realm of health, this means preparation saves struggle. By preparing meals with wisdom, by planning moments of exercise, and by setting aside time for rest, the body is kept ready for the demands of life. The prostate responds to such readiness with balance and ease. Sexual health is enhanced when the body is always nourished and never starved of circulation or energy. General wellness is preserved when the tools of prevention, diet, hydration, rest, and movement are sharpened daily. The effort put in beforehand makes the journey lighter and more enjoyable. It is also said, "He who waits for the storm to build the roof will get wet," and this applies to those who delay care until illness strikes. Too many wait until pain or discomfort forces attention to the body, and by then the path of recovery is harder. The prostate cannot be ignored for decades and then expected to heal overnight. Sexual health cannot be neglected without consequences, for the body records every choice over time. General wellness is strongest when care is not delayed, when men choose to build their health while they still have strength. Prevention is the roof that keeps the storm outside. A proverb teaches, "Guard the well before it runs dry," which is a perfect picture of protecting health before it fades. The prostate is like a well of vitality, and its function must be guarded through wise care before problems drain it of strength. Sexual health, too, is like water that flows freely when guarded but dwindles when neglected. General wellness depends on guarding energy reserves before exhaustion arrives. Those who invest in prevention ensure their bodies remain full of life rather than drained by avoidable illness. Guarding the well is the secret to lasting strength. Prevention also extends beyond the body to the habits of the mind and heart. "The wise man mends the crack before the wall falls," says a proverb, teaching that small stresses, small worries, and small conflicts must be addressed early. The prostate responds to stress, and so prevention means calming the spirit before tension grows. Sexual health is likewise supported when relationships are nurtured and communication is practiced before distance develops. General wellness thrives when the inner life is kept peaceful, for emotional storms often bring physical storms. By mending small cracks early, the whole wall of health remains strong. Finally, he who listens to wisdom avoids sorrow, and this is the heart of prevention. Those who listen to the guidance of health knowledge, to the warnings of the body, and to the lessons of age, avoid the heavy burdens of preventable disease. The prostate often signals through minor discomfort, long before serious problems develop, but only the attentive take action early. Sexual health warns through lowered energy or mood, yet these are signs to respond, not ignore. General wellness speaks through fatigue, aches, and restlessness, reminding us that prevention is not a mystery but a choice. Listening to wisdom ensures that the path ahead remains steady and strong.